What's up, guys? Shay from Body Slam here, back with another video. And today I wanted to sit down and take a look at WWE Impeccable, the set that is 700 bucks for a single box for 9 cards, and take a look at some of the different subsets that are in it. Take a look at the resale values. Are the cards holding up on the resale market? Are the cards worth it? Are they cool? We're going to take a look and we're going to analyze and we're just going to talk about it for a little bit, 10, 20 minutes maybe. Hang in there with me. Be right back. All right, guys. So what is WWE Impeccable? So Impeccable is one of the super elite sets from Panini and WWE. You have Impeccable, you have Immaculate, and then you have your normal sets like your Flagship, your Prism, your Select, and then below that you have like your Revolution. And I don't think there's another like bare bottom set because NXT they canceled. There are no like base sets or anything like that. So yeah, Impeccable is at your like super tier. It's very expensive. You only get a few cards, but you have a potential to hit some really monster cards. So what kind of cards are the monster cards? Well, let's take a look at the Illustrious Ink subset, and let's start with the GOAT. Let's start with Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? So here we go with a screenshot of the most recent 4 sales of a Stone Cold Steve Austin Illustrious Ink auto. Now, 3 of them are numbered to 49. There's 1 numbered to 25, but the prices are kind of in line with each other, right? So the cheapest is $246. The most expensive is $393. And then you have 2 in the middle at $350. So I would say on average, we're looking at $350, $325 for a Stone Cold Steve Austin auto. Now, I know you're looking at that and you're thinking, well, that sounds great, right? 1 auto from the box of 9 cards is worth $250, $300. Well, there's a couple hundred different like wrestlers in the set, right? Well, 100 normally. Base set is typically 100 cards. So the odds of you getting a Stone Cold Steve Austin auto, 1 out of 100 maybe, right? And you could get 5 dud autos and 3 base cards or 4 base cards, right? So you never know what you're going to get. There's no guarantee that you're going to get a big card like this. That's why you got to be mindful when you go out and you spend $700 on a box, especially with even more expensive sports like football, baseball, right? You spend $1,500 on a box and you come out with like $200 worth of product and you're upset, right? Because you're just taking the chance that something might be in that box. And that's the same with these WWE cards. You never know what you're going to get. I've opened 1 box of Impeccable, and that was last year's set, right? And I just happened to luck out that there was a 1-of-1 Hurricane Helms in the box, and there was a silver bar of Alexa Bliss, and then everything else was kind of just extra on top, right? And boxes were also at $500. They weren't $700, which is kind of insane. They started at $1,000. They came down to $700. But we see Stone Cold Steve Austin. So let's take a look at another comparable legend. Let's take a look at the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, right? So the last 4 sold of Shawn Michaels, 153, and that's for an out of 25. 195 for an out of 49, which is kind of backwards, right? Australian 400, which is, I'm not sure what the conversion is from Australian dollars, but it's at least less than $300, and 163, right? So Shawn Michaels not as popular as Stone Cold Steve Austin on the resale market, clearly, but still, we're talking $150, right, for just 1 card in the set, and that's pretty cool. And if you get that card graded, get it graded a 10, that skyrockets the price like a lot. So Stone Cold Steve Austin is around $300. Shawn Michaels is around 175. Let's take a look at the big boy. Let's take a look at the Undertaker. Undertaker sells above everybody, typically, other than like Hulk Hogan, maybe, or The Rock. If Rock had autos, his was probably be the #1 sellers. But Undertaker to 49, $511. Half a grand. $580 to a like number to 49. That's insane. Also, take a look at the art, right? They're using his old photo from back in the early 90s, right? So that's going to take into account as well is that the pictures that they use, the way that the cards look, who signs it, and what the numbers are. Definitely going to look for both of those. So we see the illustrious ink cards. They're really nice. They're really cool. But what about another set? Let's take a look at some of the championship debut sets. Either that be Intercontinental title debuts when they won the title, world title debuts, or SummerSlam debuts. Let's take a look and see how those look. All right, guys, we're going to start on the lower end of these debuts. We're going to look at a Rob Van Dam, and this is his championship debut card. So if you can see this card on the screen, you can see how nice the card is. It has the photo of the wrestler on the bottom, it has the auto on the top, and then in the middle it has the year, being the year that they won the actual championship. And he won the world title in 2006. So the card is numbered 26. There's only 6 of these cards in existence, right? And this card sold for $150. 150, and there's only 6 of them. Now, 150 is not a cheap card, but the fact that there's only 6 of them, I thought that the value would have been a little bit higher, right? So let's take a look at another legend. Let's look at Bret the Hitman Hart, right? And Bret has 2 different cards. He has his 1991 IC title debut, which is number 291, and then he has his world title championship debut, which is number 292, right? So you can see the 91 sold for 300, and then you can look at the 92. You're looking at 241. You're looking at 355. The numbers are kind of all over the place, and you're gonna get that with eBay. So when people put things for bid on eBay, they don't always go up to the bid that you think they would go to. Sometimes people get some real steals. Instead of just putting something for a listed price for offer and letting people determine what they want to pay for it, sometimes you get a really good steal. And that kind of leaves eBay kind of, I don't know, inaccurate in a lot of senses. Like you'll take a card to a card show and you'll say, oh, well, last sold was $200. But it's like, okay, because people bid on it at that particular time doesn't mean that's what the card's worth. I don't know. And these prices are done by 130 point, by the way. So instead of using eBay sold and looking at the wild numbers that are on there, you don't know what best offer accepted is because they cross the price out and they don't show you what the actual price is. You go to 130 point, they'll tell you what the actual sold cost is for a particular card, and they'll tell you in a list what the most recent cards were that were sold. So that's what we're using today. So from Bret Hart, we're going to go from Bret Hart to Kane, which I think this is my favorite card in the whole set. So this is Kane's debut WWF Championship from 1998. So there's 98 copies of it. $248, $298, $255, and then $361. So on average, looking at $275 roughly for this Kane card, right? So clearly the values in Impeccable are holding up. Right? There are not a lot of these cards. They're nice looking cards. They feel premium and they're sought after. But it's only been a month, so prices can go down. But as more and more boxes are ripped, it's going to be harder and harder to buy these boxes. They're going to go up in price. So yeah, I don't see these prices going down anytime soon. So Let's take a look at the stainless steel autos, which are kind of like a lower level auto. They're not as cool as the Illustrious Ink, and they're not as cool as the championship debuts. But let's take a look. All right, let's get a female in here. Rhea Bloody Ripley, right? And another thing you're going to notice with wrestling cards is that female cards tend to sell for higher than their male counterparts, right? And it doesn't matter if they're on the main roster, if they're on NXT, if they're popular, if they're at the top of the card, if they look good, they're going to sell higher than any male wrestler on the roster. It's just the way that it is. It's the way that it's always been. It is what it is. So this is not going to reflect that, but we're going to get that in a second. So Rhea Ripley stainless steel auto sells for 90. There's one that sold for 80, and there was one that sold for 150 to 99. Now we're going to compare that to a Braun Breaker, who is an up and coming male on the WWE roster, and you'll see what I mean. $48 for his number to 48. $38. I mean, $48 on his number to 99. $38 on a number to 99, which is half of what Rhea is selling for. And then his of 25 is selling for just $85, and that's number 25. Whereas Rhea Ripley, number to 99, had a card that sold for 90, right? So that's what I mean when the males and the females don't match. Even with Braun Breaker being an up and coming, you know he's going to be pushed. Rhea Ripley's kind of established at this point, so maybe it's not a fair comparison. So let's look at Roxanne Perez, which is a popular female who has not come up to the main roster yet, right? So take a look at this. Number to 99 sells for 66, right? Which is not bad, not bad. Number to 25, $149. Number to 25, $190. Insane, crazy. And her number to 10, gold number to 10, $400. And she hasn't even touched the main roster yet. Insane. She hasn't done anything. She's won an NXT title. I mean, casual fans don't even know her yet. And her card sold for $400 out of a 1 of 10. But if you think that's crazy, wait till you see the silver bars and the gold bars for wrestlers just in general. And that's what we're going to take a look at next. All right, guys, we're going to look at 3 different types of wrestlers, right? I'm going to look at a legend. I'm going to look at 2 legends. Then look at 1 current female on the roster that I know sells astronomically regardless of what set she's in. So let's start with Yokozuna, right? So this is a silver bar. Silver bars are numbered to 35. So there's only 35 of them. And this is 1 ounce of pure silver in the card, right? So one sold for $78.99. The other one sold for $90. And that's actually not a bad price for a Hall of Famer, a legend like Yokozuna, right? But let's take a look at his gold bar. And the gold bar is actually a 1 of 1, right? So that is the only card in existence of Yokozuna in this particular parallel type. $1,050 raw, ungraded. If that is a PSA 10, imagine what that card would cost on the resale market. 1 of 1, Yokozuna, $1,050. You can buy a box and a half of that. But it's also a 1 of 1. So very, very tough to pull a card that big. But that's insane. That's insane. No auto. It's just a gold bar, right? So let's take it down a notch. Let's take it down a notch. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. WWE Hall of Famer Booker T. $83 for a silver bar, number to 35, right? So you would think that his gold bar would be considerably less than a Yokozuna. Maybe not a whole lot, right? So let's take a look. $1,000, $999.58. And that ran on bids, right? So that wasn't just some Booker T fan who wanted his card as a collector and paid $1,000. That was based on people who bid on that card and wanted that card, right? So yeah, I mean, the values are there. People want Impeccable. It's sought after. It looks good, but we haven't. It gets crazier. It gets crazier. Of course it does. Of course it does. Liv Morgan to 35, silver bar, $432.99. Liv Morgan is one of the top selling wrestlers in every wrestling set. That is Legends, that's current, that's female, that's male, that's developmental, just period. Her card fan base is astronomical. So what do you think her gold bar is going to sell for? Just take a guess. Take a guess, and I'll let you know. $5,000. Insanity. $5,000 card for Liv Morgan. No auto. Just one of one. Gold bar. Insane. So, I love Impeccable. I think it's too expensive, right? I'm not buying any until the price goes down some. If we can reach the 500 threshold that I paid for last year's, then maybe I'll think about buying one. But right now, I'll hold. I'll let more top cards continue to be hit, and then maybe I'll buy one when the price goes down. But clearly a sought-after set. One of the top sets. I mean, we have Immaculate coming out in June. So we have a super top set in Impeccable. Skip a month. Then we have... we have another set in between the two, and I can't remember what set it is, but we have that set, and then we have Immaculate, which is just insane. And that's going to have a lot of sought after cards. It's going to be super expensive as well, so looking forward to that too. So what do you guys think about Impeccable? Are you guys thinking about grabbing some cards, grabbing some singles? Have you ripped any already? What are some of your favorite cards? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, we'll take a look at some more cards, some more resale values in the future. Just let me know what you guys want to see. And yeah, we can do it. So catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.